Today, I'm going to be showing you how to add live widgets or Gifs to your desktop using Rainmeter. I feel like there is great widget potential using this platform, but I've rarely seen any videos about it, so I decided to make one of my own. Of course, to get started, you're going to need to first download Rainmeter, which if you haven't already, you just go to the website and you click the download button there, and then you launch the installer, and it takes care of the rest for you. Once Rainmeter is installed, it will store itself in the little tray that's accessible through the little arrow on the right side of your screen on the taskbar. You should be able to click it and launch it, and there won't be anything there yet, or if there is, it's just the test folders, which you can ignore. The next thing you're going to want to download is linked in the description below. It's on docs.rainmeter.net, animated GIF files tips. You're going to want to scroll to where there's a little box of code, and you're going to want to click download on the right side of it. The next thing I recommend doing is copying this little text here that says loading. Make sure you include the dash that's after it. Loading. It's right beneath image meter. The last thing you're going to want to do on this web page specifically is download GIF frame, which is at the bottom under Get here. You're going to want to click the blue download box, it's the big one, Animated GIF Frame Extractor. You're going to want to click that, and then you're going to want to click whichever version applies to you. For me, the US, Softpedia Secure Download. Don't click anything else on the screen, just let it auto install, which it will. It will install the executable for the installer, and the same thing goes. Just launch the installer, it'll take care of the rest for you. Once it's downloaded, you're going to want to launch it, gifframe.exe. So I'm going to click open, and then I'm going to select the GIF, and I'm going to click open again. And it will give me, it looks like it gives me 3 frames to work with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click save all. And then remember when I had you copy loading dash? Well, now under output names, you're going to want to erase frame, and you're going to want to replace it with loading dash, and you want to make sure to keep the little % at the very end as well. The output folder you use doesn't really matter because you're going to copy it and move it into the Rainmeter folder in a moment, but I'm going to show you how to get there. So just export it anywhere. For me, I'm just going to export it on a folder on my desktop. You can make a new folder and export it there. It doesn't matter. As long as you export it somewhere that's accessible and the output name is what you copied from the website earlier. You're going to select OK, and then you're done there. So for me, because I exported it to a folder on the desktop, I have all of my PNGs here. Okay, so the next step is going back to the example skin that I had you download from this box here. You're just going to double click the .rm skin, and then you're going to install. Then I'm going to go to Rainmeter, which is in Documents, Rainmeter, Skins. And as you can see, I have 2 already that you can clearly see, and then the extra one, which is the one that you should have because it will auto download when you double click the skin. This is where it goes, so I'm just going to go to the only folder inside the example animate GIF folder, which is resources, and then you want image frames. So as you can see, there's 7 of them, and then the original GIF at the very bottom. I'm going to delete all of those, and then I'm going to paste my 4 images. And then I'm going to drag the GIF in here, and I'm going to also just rename just to copy the name. I'm going to delete the original one, and then I'm going to rename the GIF that I put in here, original loading GIF. So now, if you go to Rainmeter, and again, you won't have these like I do, but you will have example animate GIF. And so you're going to want, again, to go to gifframes.ini. So now you can, oh, amazing. Okay, so if you click load, you should be able to then see the GIF, which I see mine, and I see I need to make a couple changes, of course. Of course, you can also choose where it goes on your screen, but for me, since mine is so big, I'm going to have to downsize it quite a lot. So you're going to right-click gifframes.ini, and here you're going to make a few changes. So for me, the most important thing right now is the size. So what you want to do is you want to find image meter, which is at the very bottom of the INI, and you're going to want to add a W and an H value. So I am going to try to make mine 200 by 200. That might compress it way too much, but I just want to see. That's the size of both of my other ones in the corner here. So definitely gonna need some tweaking. But also, as you can see, it's kind of bugging out because the formula counter is a little higher than the amount of image frames that I actually have. So the next thing that you want to make sure that you change is the formula counter, which is under image number calc 3, and see how that does. So once you save your changes, you're then going to want to right click it, and Rainmeter should give you a little panel that pops up when you right click properly, and you'll get several options: manage skin, edit skin. You want to refresh skin. So as you can see, it's a much more reasonable size, and it's no longer messing up because the frames are correct. Mine is quite low, formula counter 3%. For my Mr. House one, if I right click and do edit skin and open the frames INI for him, as you can clearly see, I have 57 frames instead. So it's very, very, like, it just depends on how long the GIF is, and if there's like any excessive effects and stuff like that. Also, there is no need to keep the bitmap INI anymore because you're not using that one. You're just using the frames, and same thing with the images bitmap. You don't have to keep that. You can just get rid of that and only keep the frames INI and the images frames folder. Okay, also, the GIF speed can be changed right beneath Rainmeter on update. So the higher it goes, the slower the GIF is going to move, and the lower the number goes, the quicker it's going to move. So if I wanted to make it even faster than it already is, I would do update equals 50. Then I'm going to control S. You can't see, but I'm control S-ing, so I'm saving. Then I'm going to right click and click refresh skin. As you can see, it's going a lot faster, like he's on crack. Okay, so now 150, and control S again, then right click, refresh skin. He's going a bit slower now. So you can tweak that to your heart's desire. Okay, something that I also wanted to point out is that on Rainmeter, there's multiple ways you can access the folders that hold your GIFs. The first way is, of course, by going to your PC and then going to Documents and then going to Rainmeter. But another option that you can do is, once you have Rainmeter open under Manage Rainmeter, you can right-click on whichever folder you're hoping to change, and you can access all of your folders that way. Another thing I wanted to point out is that where my folder used to be called example animate GIF, I renamed it to a much more fitting title, and same with my other widgets as well. You are totally free to do that. Just the only warning is that you will have to relaunch Rainmeter afterwards, because otherwise it'll give you errors on this screen and it won't be able to find the folders. So just make sure that if you make any changes, you close and relaunch Rainmeter. Just another thing worth mentioning that I didn't feel like fit in a tutorial, especially for anybody who's really new to using Rainmeter, but you don't even actually have to name all of the images loading dash. You can change that right here on the INI right beneath image meter. You can change it to whatever, just likewise you would also have to change the output name once you export it on GIF frame to match whatever it says here. For simplicity and the tutorial's sake, I just kept this the same, but you can change it to whatever you want. I also don't know, I would imagine that the more there are is the more stress on your CPU, but I mean, if you have a strong enough system, I'm sure it can handle running the GIFs. So just, I guess, keep it in moderation, and there you go. You can have animated widgets all over your desktop, wherever you want them. You can make them go anywhere. Thank you so much for watching.